Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to another movie review. And for the next movie review I'm reviewing today is a comedy film that I've enjoyed. Starting with three amazing actors, and so now I'm reviewing Three Amigos, starring Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short. Yep, three amazing actors. And what can I say about Three Amigos? I do enjoy the film. Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short, great together, funny. And it was released in 1996, and it's directed by John Landis. John Landis, I enjoyed him as a director. He's directed a lot of great films. Especially when he directed Animal House, The Blues Brothers, American Werewolf in London. I've always enjoyed Trading Places. Then Coming to America, Oscar, and then Beverly Hills Cop 3, which I did not like though. Of the trilogy of the three films though, but and then the Blues Brothers 2000, it's just the years before, he's done such great work, and not till until the later years, But both films I've always enjoyed, especially Trading Places, American Werewolf in London, Coming to America, Animal House, Blues Brothers, and then also Three Amigos. And of course, he also was a co-director with the segments of the Twilight Zone, the movie, as well, And he also was a writer. He helped write on Clue, the 1985 film Clue with Tim Curry. So yeah, I've always enjoyed John Landis' work, And Three Amigos. Now, when the film came out, it got mixed reactions, which I would disagree though. It has a 44% of Rotten Tomatoes, though, which I disagree with, But it does have a 6.4 on IMDb. It's decent enough, but I could put it a little bit more higher, Roger Ebert gave it 1 out of 4 stars, saying that the idea is to make the Three Amigos into a good comedy is there, but the madness is missing. So he was saying the comedy is there, but just the other stuff that seems out of place, basically, But I don't see if the three actors here, Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short were good, then I'm fine with it, Because this is when these guys have made the best parts of the movie, And the film did modestly at the box office, $25 million budget and made 39 million. It was enough, It wasn't that big of a hit, But it did modestly well. And the film it takes place in the year 1916, and there's this in Mexico, and there's this woman and this other boy that's with her, the name of Carmen, she's from this village from Santo Poco, and that's in the middle of nowhere, and their village has always been being terrorized by another bandit gang, but led by a guy named El Guapo, and so she goes into town, and she wants to seek help, protection from El Guapo, Goes to this place bar, one guy harasses them, just no good. So they go to a silent film picture show, silent films, and they see. Well, first of all, even before that, before the opening, the opening of the film, which I've always enjoyed, it opens up with our three amigos here, singing together, one for each other and all for one. The three brave amigos are we. I always love that song, See the guys singing together, I would say memorable, It's a memorable song by the three guys, Brother to brother and everyone, a brave amigo, you know. We are the three amigos. We are the three amigos, and they hold like I've always enjoyed that, I've always enjoyed them singing, So the our three guys, I always enjoy that song they sang together. So, and that's the opening. The show opens up three amigos. So getting back to our character Carmen, her and this other boys from the village, they go to see a silent film, and people are watching. It's a film called The Three Amigos. The show that shows them how heroically how they save in the film. They save some people from some bad guys. Shoot a couple guys. Steve Martin rounds them up. And they're all the woman is amazed about them, so she wants to send a telegram to help them because they don't know they're if they're actors, and she wants to see them as really heroes, and they still wants to send a telegram to come over here and help them out, So they send a telegram, and then it shows them in Hollywood, the main boss at the studio, played by Joe Mantegna, which he's been in the films, especially in one film I mostly remember him from was Baby Stay Out, That's what I mostly remember him from. But you see him, he's the boss of the studio, and also another guy that's standing next to him, is John Lovitz as well. He's there. They're only there just for that one scene with them talking to them, They want to start having an idea for them to make another picture, but all three of them, Steve Martin comes out saying, they want a raise in their salary, so Joe Mantegna, as the guy named Flugelman, yeah, Flugelman. That's first I had time about saying it, but Flugelman is what the guy his name is. So because of that, he fires all three of them, kicks them out, and he's like, the three amigos are history, But then they get the telegram, saying that the infamous El Guapo, we need help, put on a show, because they put on a show, which they would think it's literally give him a show, an act, basically, So they want to get the costumes, and there's a little the scene where Martin Short and Chevy Chase, they're way below, and while Steve Martin's climbing up a wall, tries to signal them, but it's really enough. He's just literally right below them, but guess they just can't hear. Guess they just can't hear him when they're right above him or below them, He's like, Steve Martin's like, come on, look up here, So they get their costumes, let's go, amigos, and adios, ha ha, So they get out of there and they head to Mexico, And then back in Mexico in that same bar, a German pilot, who's is seeing El Guapo, goes in there, tells them that there's a couple of friends of his that are coming by, And the guy was like, "How I recognize him?" It's like, "You'll know him when you see him." And one guy who was like harassing the Carmen, earlier. He says, "Well, let me see what kind of gun you have, and I'll draw some, shoots him. He shoots a couple of others, and tells the warden about my friends are coming and hopefully give them the same respect as me. So as soon as he leaves, the three amigos, they come in, which Steve Martin's name is Lucky, Marcho's name is Ned, and Chevy Chase's name is Dusty. How do I remember those names? Lucky, Dusty, and Ned. So they come in, and also like the costumes they have are like memorable as well. The costumes, and all the people inside the bar, they're looking at them, thinking that mistakenly thinking that they're the Germans' friends. So they're like afraid. At first, they're like acting like afraid of them. And they go start singing a song. My little buttercup. That's the song, and the music especially now the score, but the songs, I guess they were made by or they were written by one guy, but also Randy Newman. He helped contribute to making well, yeah, he contributed basically. He helped write the three songs. One song, the song that the three guys sang, the three amigos, and then the next, and one song here they're singing right now, My Little Buttercup, and another song they sing along later. So they're singing the song, and the guys in the bar, they're looking like, what is this, confused looks, they don't know, they don't know what they're doing, whatever, So they see the woman Carmen, it takes them to their village, like basically a village in the middle of nowhere. It's also to get comfortable, and then three guys that work for El Guapo, they come in, and they want like harass them some more. But then so our three amigos here, they think the guys, and they think the whole thing is an act, and so they like try to do a lot of screaming, shooting their guns, whatever. And the three guys, they look confused, so they go and run off, and they go off to tell El Guapo, and so when they tell El Guapo, they said that he's gonna come in with all of his men, and then probably scare them off more. So in the village, they like celebrate, their victory, thinking they won. So the next morning, when El Guapo comes, which the guy who plays El Guapo, I recognized him, Alfonso Aru. I mostly remember him seeing in the film with Michael Douglas, Romancing the Stone. He was one of the guys that was helping up like escape. I haven't seen Romancing the Stone in a long time though, but I do remember seeing him in a part or in a supporting character role, helping out with Michael Douglas. That's the mostly I remember seeing him from. But he comes in with all of his men, and then they try to put on the same act though, but it doesn't do any good because El Guapo like shoots Lucky in the arm, and then they all get scared and they run away. Then they all start trashing the place, and they kidnap Carmen, And now since the jig is up, basically, and they're like they've been well exposed as phonies. So they decided they wanted to go back to Hollywood, but Martin Short, Ned, says, what? Go back to what? We don't have any. We have lost everything, basically, and says, back to the three amigos are dead. Now we can be the three amigos for real, I'm drawing a line. Men are mice. So they'll put their hats back on, and they do like their thing, what was it, like this and this new, So they ride off, you know, and this is where in the night where they'd have like sit down by a campfire, you know, and like they're like eating bats, you know. Like great to catch our dinner, Ned. Yeah. How would you like your bat cooked? Medium rare. Yeah. And then they start singing the other song called Blue Shadows, I think, you know, Blue Shadows, like, something, yeah, Blue Shadows, you know. And no, one thing I do see, you know, like when they're sitting down by the campfire, you know, and it like shows like how the background, you know, I do think I think the background it looked like it was like, you know, like a cardboard thing, you know, like a setup in front of a cardboard fake background, you know, basically, you know. Maybe it's just me, but the background did look like that though. But that's just me though. I thought that's how it looked, how the background looked. It looked like, you know, a fake background, you know, while they're sitting down, you know. But anyway, that's like a tiny nitpick though. But I'm not complaining. I'm not gonna be complaining about it because it's a tiny nitpick. I'm not gonna let that spoil. That doesn't spoil the mood for me at all. But I'm just saying like that. As I'm looking at it, as they're sitting down by the campfire, I'm looking at the background. Like, is that a fake background in the back? You know, because they're all the time in this big desert. You know, and thinking like a long time like they need a fake background for that. You know, but this is a nitpick though. But that won't bother me with the rest of the film though. So as a similar to campfire, they're singing a song. Of course, you know, as they sing a song, like all different animals come out. You know, and like maybe you want to call this silly where, you know, the horses, they start moving their mouth saying bum bum bum, you know, wherever, you know. And also probably you think about another silly thing when they all saying goodnight to each other and then the turtle comes and says goodnight, Ned, you know. Maybe you can call that silly though, but then for that case it was like a couple of seconds, so it didn't bother me, you know. So as the next day they're all running on the desert, you know, they're all getting dehydrated, you know, they're thirsty, you know. Like when they have their canteens, you know, like Steve Martin, you know, has like just like a couple of drops of water, and Martin Short pulls out like just dirt comes out, you know. And then they both look at Chevy Chase, you know, that he has a bunch of waters that are pouring out, you know, and they're just both looking at him, you know, like that little faces, you know. And he just goes and throws the water away, you know, and it's you know, like it's not like chapstick, but it's like lip balm, you know, like, you know, this is like this, and they're looking at me like, lip balm, you know. And they get to one of their locations where to help find El Guapo's place, you know, called the Singing Bush, you know, which is literally singing bush, you know. It's this bush that moves, you know, and all it does is sorry, all it does is just sing, you know, and it's like, excuse me, are you a singing bush? I'm like, if you see a bush that's singing, of course it's the singing bush, you know. And Steve Martin's like, hey, you know, forget, my guess is this is the singing bush. So as they find the singing bush, they're supposed to sing a magic chant and summon the invisible swordsman, you know. Yeah, I know I know that it's supposed to be silly, you know, the singing bush and then summon the invisible swordsman, you know, but like I said, if I like the film overall, it doesn't bother me that much though. But I get the silliness, you know, of those couple of things, you know. Like I said, the animals talking, you know, for a couple seconds, and that and stuff, you know, singing bush and summoning invisible swordsman, you know. So they both, Dusty, I don't know, Ned and Lucky, they both sing their chants and fire the gun up in the air, and Dusty sings, but he has his gun shooting like this, right? Shoots the invisible swordsman. It's like, great, you killed the invisible swordsman. Like, how was I supposed to know where he was? He's like, you were supposed to fire up. We both fired up. It's like living with a 6-year-old. And then they see that that German plane that they saw while back in town, you know, that Ned knows, you know. So they follow that and leads to El Guapo's place, you know. And it's his birthday, you know, so they're having a celebration, bringing like piñatas and stuff, you know. and when they get there, you know, it's like how they supposed to get in, you know, and Steve Martin's like, well, we have to use our brains, and Martin Short and Chevy Chase, they both go, damn, you know. So um so it's like as they get to to a wall, you know, and they said, how are we supposed to get in? This we'll supposed to we'll climb, but there's a guard up there. It's like, and Dusty's like, I'll throw a rock and distract him. So he goes and throws a rock and hits the guy in the face and goes and falls off, you know. I guess the plan was, you know, like they have like those things like hold the pinatas up, something like that, you know, and Chevy Chase he goes straight to the room where Carmen's at, you know, and uh Martin Short he like gets like attaches himself to one pinata and holds up like this, and Steve Martin just goes and just literally just falls to the ground, you know. So it's supposed to be like the part of their plan. So he gets taken to a dungeon, you know, like chain racked, you know, which he's like able to move one step at a time to grab the lever to release the chains, you know, like those things like, okay, gonna make it, gonna never gonna make it, you know, whatever. And he goes again, gonna make it, I made it, and he goes close flying back, ow. So he frees himself with the chains, you know, and Chevy Chase, you know, he's supposed to like. Yeah, like he was supposed to like knock one guard out, but Carmen does it for him, so he gets to put on that outfit, so he's like able to move out there, you know. But yeah, El Guapo, like, you know, at the center of the table, he gets a present. It's like a sweater for his birthday, you know. It's like, and Skulls walks into one of the guys, you know, and Chevy Chase is like saying some stuff, you know, and El Guapo's like, who the hell are you? Ah, it's one of them gringos, you know, El Guapo, you know. And it's like, what is it today? What is it today? Gringos falling from the sky? And Marshall falls down on the table. And it's like, yes, El Guapo. So he's also they were going to shoot him, but the German pilot, you know, says who was like a fan of Ned, you know, because he liked how the way he was shooting, you know, like try to like study every time he tries to be as fast as Ned, you know. And he says, well, I remember about but then I learned about trick photography. I was crushed. And he's like, and we just like, I didn't use trick photography. It's impossible. No one could be as fast as what you appear to be. I am that fast, you know. And Guapo was like, I want to Chevy Chase, and he's like, I want to see watch his friend die. He's like, I've seen it. So the German pilot challenges to a you know draw whatever a drawing standoff, you know. Um, so he's given like a friend of a Guapo's like Ram, I guess, like, you deserve a manly weapon, you know. He's like a little like too heavy for him, you know. So as Steve Martin watches from above, Martin Short was able to beat the German pilot at the draw and shoots him, you know. Goes flying back, and Steve Martin gets the gun and shoots which there were two other other German guys, the two guys that were supposed to be coming to the bar instead of the three amigos, you know. There were two other German guys, you know, that shoots up the other guys in the bar as well, you know. So Steve Martin he picks up the gun and he shoots one of them, and I believe the one he shot was as I'm looking up one of them was Brian Thompson, you know. I think the one that Steve Martin shot, because I recognize Brian Thompson. I've seen him in Fright Night 2, you know, not the newer one, but the sequel to the original Fright Night, where he was the vampire that was eating the bugs, you know, and all the bugs fell out of him, you know. I also see, of course, he was also when he was Shere Khan in the bad Mortal Kombat sequel, Annihilation, you know. But I liked him in Fright Night 2, though, so I did recognize him, you know. So I guess he was the one that Steve Martin shot, you know. And Chevy Chase, he gets like takes one knife and throws it, like the sleeve against the other German guy, you know. And Martin Short shoots one guy that's on top of there, you know. And which also, one of what I forgot to mention, that reason why the German pilot was there in the first place, you know, doing business with El Guapo, because to give him more guns, you know, because he brings in more guns, you know, like more long rifles, like when El Guapo picks up one and shoots as one of his own men, you know, it's like, raise your El Paco, raise your head higher, higher, boom, you know. So that's what the German pilot was there for, to give more guns to El Guapo. So that's when before Martin Short shot him. So, and then Steve Moore's like, not so fast, El Guapo. You pull the trigger and I'll feel you so full of holes you've been using your dick for a pencil. What do you mean? I don't know. And the other guy's like, I think he means was. He's like, shut up. So he orders everyone to lay on the ground, drop their guns, you know, as they all get out of there, you know. So they get a head start, and Martin Short flies the Germans' plane, you know, when everyone's hanging on, you know, with the fly all the way back to the village. So they have the plans that just to once and for all face El Guapo in a gunfight, you know, and they get an idea, you know, so like, we can sew, you know, the villagers we can sew, you know, and Steve Martin gets an idea because for our film we did, you know, Ned Dusty's like, remember our film Amigos, Amigos, Amigos? Remember what we did in that film? You think it would work? It's gotta work. And which I thought, well, okay, there's another little nitpick, because they're not from El Guapo, from their village to El Guapo, so it's not not that very far away. It's like what, a little bit of time gap, but they start sewing, you know, you sew the outfits together, making outfits for them. Within that time frame, I'd say it's a little bit of a stretch, you know, but but like I said, if I like the film, I can let that slide, you know. Just a little bit of time gap, you know. So as the El Guapo's gang get there, you know, they all start the villagers start shooting at the at them, you know, and which comes to another nitpick, you know, like when the villagers they're dressed like amigos, you know, like their outfits are like are exactly like their outfits, right? But when the rest of the gang, when they're shooting everywhere, don't know who to shoot where, you know, and they all run away except for Guapo's right hand man, you know, he gets shot, you know, and then he's all alone, and when he gets shot, everyone, all the villagers, they have like I said, when they were all shooting at the villagers, they had like their same outfits, you know, as the Amigos, but when they come out, their outfits are not like that at all. It's like all black Amigo outfits, you know. None of these you know, fancy none of the fancy outfits that they have, you know. So that was another nitpick, because like I said, when they were shooting at them, all the same outfits, you know, but when they all come out all at once, not the same outfits, all just like all black outfits, you know, almost, you know. So that's a nitpick okay. Well, that one bothered me just a teeny bit though, but because it's like you can see it plain as day. You know, if you're watching the film, you can clearly see they all have the same outfits that the three guys have. But when they all come out at once, you know, to see El Guapo, their outfits are not the same anymore. It's like all black outfits, none of this fancy white stuff they have on their hats or their coats or pants, you know. None of that. That's an understandable nitpick that I could point out clearly, you know. Especially if you're watching the film, you can see clearly the outfits change, you know. So that's the one major nitpick for me, you know. So El Guapo, you know, he's lying there, you know, and it's like, that was a good trick, you know. It's like, come closer, I need to tell you something. So Steve Martin like reaches down, like, and El Guapo was last attempt, you know, goes and shoots Steve Martin the foot, you know, like, ha ha, that was a good trick too, ha ha ha, and then, you know. So they finally think that the Amigos, you know, they give whatever a little bit of whatever money they have left. Then Martin Short says, "Our reward is that justice has been done," which is what a line that he said in the silent film that they were watching earlier. So and it says, "Wherever there's injustice, we'll be there." Where oh I don't know what was it? It was like, "Wherever there's suffering, we'll be there," and wherever what was the Chevy Chase said? Wherever is our society is threatened, or some, it was something that's threatened, and you'll find the three amigos, and they go and right off, typical thing, right, wet in westerns, right off into the sunset. And then you hear them singing their song again as the credits are rolling. So yeah, I enjoy the three amigos. I do. Uh, the three guys is what made the film work alone. Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, Martin Short, all three of them, they all did a really good job together. That's what makes that's worth the movie. Especially three great comedy actors together. And also especially like Steve Martin and Martin Short, they were later going to star together in Father of the Bride Part 1 and Part 2. But the three, they were really great together. I always enjoyed the three amigos. But these three actors alone what made the film work together. I always enjoy the song they sang at the beginning, and then same song comes up during the end credits. They just really were great together. That's what I like about Three Amigos. Then the cameo appearances by Joe Mantegna, and then John Lovitz, which also another guy which I forgot to mention that was also in the Flugelman's office. So not only was Joe Mantegna and John Lovitz, there was another guy who was on the phone telling him to Three Amigos are no longer in the penthouse, whatever, or take away their clothes, whatever. The guy who was on the phone, that's also Phil Hartman, the late Phil Hartman. That's another guy I forgot to mention, who was also in the room with John Lovitz and Joe Mantegna, the guy with the glasses, that was Phil Hartman. So yeah, it was nice to see the three of them, and then like I said, our three guys, great, the guy who played El Guapo, Alfonso Aru, he was good. Well, especially if it's a comedy, it's supposed to not be taken like as a serious Western type though. But for mixture with the comedy, he was fine. The guy who played El Guapo, he was fine. I always thought he was a decent comedy villain. Um, um, what are the funny scenes? Well, when they were singing, probably a lot of people, probably some people will say that when they're singing, My Little Buttercup, probably have to call that silly, but I like to, I liked it, especially if I like our three guys, singing, I'm fine with it, I can handle the silliness of it, but still, but this the nitpick, that one major nitpick, like I said, when they're shooting, at the gang, the villagers, looking like amigos, you can clearly see they have the exact same outfits as they did, but when they all come out all at once, completely different outfits, you can clearly see it, That's the one major nitpick about it, or like when well, no, that was the major nitpick. That was the major nitpick of that costume change, But John Landis, he did a good job with the film. He did. But I still enjoyed Trading Places, American Werewolf in London, Coming to America more still though. But I like the Three Amigos. I do enjoy the film. The three are three actors were great alone. This is what made the film. Me keep watching the film, because they're such great actors. Um, but yeah, but like I said, I enjoy this film with John Landis. I've always enjoyed most of his films. From this, American Werewolf in London, Trading Places, Coming to America, Animal House, the first Blues Brothers. He's a good director, even though he had a couple of mishaps, especially Beverly Hills Cop 3. Out of the trilogy, I enjoy the first two Beverly Hills Cop, but the third one was not that good. No, Blues Brothers 2 or 2000, not definitely definitely a big step down from the from the first one. Even my father, my dad, he doesn't like Blues Brothers 2000. Because ever since uh, John Belushi passed on, he won't watch the film because John Belushi's not in it. It's not the same with him and Dan Aykroyd together. But yeah, but John Landis, he's made good films. Most of the films he did were good. So yeah, so I enjoyed Three Amigos. So if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. If you like the comedy, the comedy western film, if you like it or don't like it, if anyone who's a fan of any of these three actors, it's hard to not like the film when you got three amazing actors starring together, as three amigos, So yeah, so that's my review for the Three Amigos. Like I said, I enjoy the film. This is what me kept watching the film. This is just for these three actors. Great. So yeah, I enjoyed the film. So that's my review for the Three Amigos. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.